well, realistically, it's one of the craziest propositions of all time. You take a guy who just had a boxing match that looks like a sparring match with a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and then you're going to fight one of the absolute scariest knockout artists in the heavyweight division. Maybe we should watch the Francis Ngannou fight so you could see. Let's watch that real quick, just so you can see what Anthony Joshua is capable if he's fighting someone that's not in his league.
Joshua can display the MMA champion. It is lights out. Wow. Right hand is the biggest shot I have seen live. What a right hand that was.
Joe didn't hesitate for even a second when the topic came up. Jake Paul calling out Anthony Joshua.
I want him to cut me up. I want him to break my face, but guess what? He's gonna have to kill me to stop me, and I'm ready to die, seriously ready to die in the ring to win this fight.
He leaned back, shook his head with that mixture of disbelief and fascination, and then he said what millions were thinking but were too scared to admit out loud.
I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know
he
I
just
will
got
beat.
knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. But I want to fight you.
This matchup is insane, but I can't stop watching it unfold. Because to Joe, this wasn't just a boxing storyline. This was a moment in combat sports where two completely different universes were about to collide.
They're talking right now about doing Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul.
I know, I saw that.
Jake Paul apparently wants that fight. And he agreed to, I think it was 99% to 1, where Joshua gets 99% of the money and he gets 1%.
Jake Paul probably doesn't care about the money.
Well,
but
he has plenty of money, and if he won, oh my God, if he beat Anthony Joshua, good Lord. I mean, that's a big if. Right?
I mean,
Anthony Joshua,
I do not think-
Olympic gold medalist, former heavyweight champion of the world. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good Lord.
Yes.
Do you want that smoke?
Yeah, I just think it's all about the promotion or whatever. That fight's not competitive at all.
Well, it's a dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists ever.
Yes.
One side is built on championship pedigree, Olympic discipline, heavyweight tradition, and the kind of power that has ended careers. The other side is built on shock value, ambition, wild confidence, social media momentum, and a kid who refuses to accept the limits that everyone keeps trying to place on him.
What's the one best thing that you pride Jake Paul of having that maybe you haven't seen in other competition you faced so far?
From a physical aspect, I couldn't even mention it at the minute. But from a mental aspect, he offered me to fight. Normally, I'm offering people fights. He's told me, come and fight. So he believes in himself.
Joe said that fights like this don't make sense, and that's exactly why the world can't look away. He explained that Anthony Joshua is not just a boxer. He's a force of nature.
I don't care about strong. I have to have skills. Being strong doesn't win boxing. Okay. Skills win boxing.
Yeah, okay.
You're not strong. How did you beat me?
Let's do this.
How? Because of skills.
Let's do this.
I had character. Okay. And determination.
A man carved from years of sweat, struggle, and experience against real killers. Joe broke it down with brutal honesty. Joshua's jab feels like a right hand. His right hand feels like a freight train. And his uppercut? Joe said it straight. That uppercut has sent heavyweights into the abyss.
Oh, yo, you don't throw combinations like Rocky Marciano. Because I ain't 14 stone, that's why. I'm 18 stone, I'm heavy. It's hard work. This guy here is a phenomenal talent. We're going to cheer for him 3 times. Well, how many belts you got now, bro? 5. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
This isn't the kind of power you train for in YouTube gyms. This is generational knockout force. Joe made it clear. Jake has never faced anything like this. Not even close. Not the Askren fight. Not Woodley. Not Nate Diaz. Those were names, not monsters. But Joshua? Joshua is a monster.
Is not a mug. Let's just hope Robert Elenius is okay now, because at the minute he's on his stool and hopefully he's okay.
Southpaw right, look for the left. Got it! Right! You got to keep out of the way. He was wide open, very upright. He just walked straight into the right hand.
At the time of the stoppage, the three judges' cards, 58-56, 58-56 to 8.
A heavyweight with technique, patience, precision, and the terrifying ability to remain calm even when chaos breaks out around him.
Turns fire once in a while, which he is doing. But look at the legs. There's a grin from White, but the legs are betraying him, and down he goes. Can Joshua get the finish here in round 7? Everybody on their feet. Brazil fighting for his life now, and he's down.
Joshua can dispose of the MMA champion. It is lights out. Wow! And right hand is the biggest shot I have seen live. What a right hand that was.
And yet, Joe wasn't dismissive of Jake. He never is when it comes to people who put in real work. He gave Jake his flowers. He said Jake has discipline that most influencers don't. He trains like he's trying to escape something. He pushes himself like a man who knows everyone is waiting for him to fail. And that kind of pressure, that kind of obsession, creates a dangerous fighter. Not skilled enough to outbox Joshua, let's be honest, Joe said, but dangerous enough to take risks no normal fighter would take. Jake fights like a man who doesn't fully understand how deep the ocean is, but he dives anyway. And that unpredictable, reckless courage is the only reason this fight even exists in conversation. Joe then dove deeper into something most people ignore: the psychology of the fight. Joshua has everything to lose: his legacy, his reputation, his respect. A loss to Jake Paul would echo through boxing history as one of the most shocking moments ever. Jake, meanwhile, has nothing to lose. If he gets knocked out, the world just says, well, of course. But if he survives a round, if he lands one clean punch, if he makes Joshua hesitate even for a second, Jake wins in the eyes of the public. Joe said that asymmetry makes Jake extremely dangerous. A man with nothing to lose is always unpredictable. But then, Joe dropped the hammer. He said that size doesn't just matter. In this fight, size defines everything. Jake may be courageous, but courage doesn't thicken your bones or increase your punch resistance. Joe said Jake is going to feel the weight of Joshua's punches in a way he has never imagined. He explained that heavyweight power is not just a harder punch. It's a different category of shock entirely. It vibrates your ribs, scrambles your senses, shuts down your body's ability to react. Joe compared it to being hit by lightning. It's instant, violent, and unforgettable. And Joe didn't stop there. He talked about the responsibility that comes with stepping into the ring with someone like Joshua. Jake isn't just playing with fame at that point. He's playing with danger on a level that can change careers, change lives, and change the trajectory of everything he's built. Joe said boxing is unforgiving. One mistake against a heavyweight can end everything in seconds. That's why he doesn't mock Jake for wanting this fight. He respects it, but he warns him at the same time, because ambition without awareness can destroy even the bravest fighter.
Joe didn't stop there. He leaned forward, eyes sharp, voice calm but heavy with the weight of truth. And he dug deeper into why this fight refuses to die in the public conversation. He said that Jake Paul represents something boxing hasn't seen in decades: a complete disruptor with no respect for the hierarchy of the sport. Jake doesn't care about rankings, traditions, or what he's supposed to do. He targets giants. He calls out legends. He steps into arenas that should terrify him. And Joe said that kind of audacity is rare. Most fighters rise slowly, one step at a time. Jake tries to jump 10 steps at once.
It's reckless, it's wild, it's borderline stupid, but it's also undeniably compelling. Because deep down, everyone is secretly fascinated by the man crazy enough to challenge destiny itself. Joe said that Jake is forcing boxing to look in the mirror. He's proving that the sport isn't just about belts and rankings anymore. It's about moments. It's about stories. It's about characters big enough to shake the world. And Jake Paul, love him or despise him, has become one of those characters. Joe admitted that even the old-school purists, the ones who claim to hate Jake, still watch every move he makes. Because controversy is oxygen, criticism is fuel, and Jake Paul has mastered both.